Hey Scott, Amanda Lott here with Keller Williams Real Estate and the Wayne McGill team. And we've got Scott McGill from McGill Homes taking us on a tour of the Rokeby Farm Lane community, which is in Thornbury Township, Westchester zip code, Westchester area school district, just about 20 miles outside of Philadelphia. Hey Scott, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Awesome. Show us what you've got.
Yeah, well, actually, the sun came out today, so I figured it'd probably be a good chance to really take a look at this community as a whole. And what we have here was a 10-lot parcel that was subdivided only into 4 lots. So we're working on the final house now. The other 3 are lived in. So you'll be the last person in this truly unique community. And as you'll see, as I pan through some of the houses as we walk down the street, no houses look the same. These are all 4 completely custom homes. So I'm going to kind of flip the camera a little bit here so we can kind of see where we're at. And this is looking down the street to the entranceway, which is really interesting. We have actually some old stone estate walls from an old estate that was here. So what we've done is created this 4-lot enclave. So as you come in, I'll just give you a pan the street around a little bit. Our first house on the left was the first person to actually move in. On the right-hand side of the street, we just in the last few months have completed this home for clients, and they've just moved in. As we walk up the street, we get a real good shot at the front of this house.
Scott, when you get in front of the house, can you just do a stop and see if we can get a look through the camera? It's hard to tell all that stonework on the front. So absolutely. That is all quarried stone on the front of that custom built home.
Exactly. As we kind of get around that tree that was there, I mean, you'll really see it. The entire garage and the whole front of the house are all stone. I mean, it's the nicest thing you can put on a house. We're obviously using a lot of the hardy plank siding as well, but this one, the homeowners really wanted to load up the stone on it.
And the windows.
Yep. And all the arched window, casement windows that go into that house. And the nice part about the lots out here, each one is at a minimum just 2 acres. So basically everything's kind of between 2 and 4 acres on these lots. Actually, this house might be a little hard to see actually because it is so sunny today. But this is, as I said, the first house on the left. And as I'll try to pan slowly as I continue to walk through the street. And as we get to the end of our private drive, we'll just split into the final 2 houses.
So I'll share as you're walking up the street, the first house on the left that you gave us a peek at earlier, that was a spec home that you built. We obviously sold that to the current owner, but then you had another buyer say, I really like this. Can you build this on my land? And you're going to be doing that in the coming years as well.
We are. We actually almost have that house done, but people love that house so much. You know what I mean? We made a few changes to it, and it was a great template for them.
Awesome. Then we've got lot 2, right, on Rokeby. That one is sold.
This one is sold, which is just a gorgeous house, as you can see.
Very unique.
Really unique style to it. Really nice circle driveway coming into it. Probably a little tough to see on the phone camera, but as you get into the back of the house, really just great wooded private area around behind this house. And that's the beauty of having only 4 houses on 10 acres. You really have a lot of space between the houses. So everyone really has their privacy. So as we come into the lot we're talking about, our last lot, we've just done some landscaping work out here. So as we walk through and kind of show you what we've done, Amanda, I don't know if you've even seen this yet, but all the front yard, side yards are now sodded. So this is
gorgeous.
Fully sodded yard with an in-ground irrigation system. So the maintenance on that is going to be great. We've loaded up a lot of trees along the property lines. And one of the really different things I wanted to do with this house is to make it really have that estate feel to it. is we've created a really large courtyard. So as you come into this driveway of this house, you can obviously go around to your garages, but your guests can step into this really large courtyard. And I'm gonna actually take some shots on the other side where the sun might not be right in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So all paver courtyard, plantings all throughout.
Right. So your guests can be dropped off at the front door.
Brings you right up, as we get into the shade a little bit here, brings you right up to the front door. And then you can continue straight on to connect back to the driveway to get around back to the garages. And as you can see, this is kind of as I'm backing up towards the front door, this is stepping back and getting a feel for this really, really large courtyard. So as guests come over, people can park here, people can drop off here. A couple finishing touches we're still working on. You can kind of see some piers at the entrance there. We need to put the flagstone tops on those, and the light posts are going to go there as well. So you're actually going to have a lit courtyard as you come in.
Excellent. And I'll share that we're at about midday making this recording. The sun, the back of the house faces south. So
Yes.
that's we have the shadows like we do. Now, of course, we're looking at the front door, and the front doors are so grand. It's difficult to see from, unless you're right up against them.
Exactly.
Do you have any specs or details on those front doors?
There actually are custom front doors, and actually, let me see if you can actually see it with the video, but it's actually got a kind of a really nice rain glass. So you're letting the light through, but you're still going to have your privacy.
Right. It's beautiful.
Just large double doors opening up. I mean, and actually, 8-foot tall doors. It's just a gorgeous look it really sets off this house as you come to this front. We really want this entrance to be really grand. So the courtyard, along with a custom door, is really giving us that look we were really going for here.
And you did it. So
Yeah.
with flagstone on the stoop there, and then you have all the pavers for the courtyard, right?
Yeah. Courtyard is all pavers through the entire courtyard. And then I'll do a quick walk through as a traffic pattern could go, so you can kind of see how it would work. So as you come through the courtyard, you can then continue on past the garage area.
The roses were a nice touch, by the way.
Love the roses that went in there. And actually, you can kind of see some of the stuff that we did too, with kind of the full shutters with the shutter dogs and hinges, really playing off the farmhouse look of this.
Mm-hmm. And those are real shutters, by the way. I was kind of checking those out.
Yes, these are not, the plastic shutters that you see in a lot of houses. So as you come through, your driveway comes around. A really neat part of this house is we've created a 4-car house. So you actually have 3 individual doors on this garage.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is also a single door garage off by itself.
Right.
Small detail, but it's small, but it's an interesting one. In this single car garage, we have the electric set up for a car charger. Mm-hmm. So a lot of today's clients with the Teslas, really, really looking for that. Mm-hmm. So it actually is a 4-car garage here, and with your side door coming in.
Right. Another tall door. So yeah. So when you're the owner, you're probably coming home through the garage. So
exactly.
That would be your access to the home. Now there's so much more that's amazing about the outside of this house. So we'll get more view around the backside as well.
Yeah. What I'm going to do now is actually, I'm going to actually go inside real quick and take us out onto the deck. Awesome. So then you see more of the outdoor space we have. But as you can see, as I pan before I go inside, shore trees, very far away from the house, but giving you the privacy around this. And as you can see, as we go through the house and when looking out the backyard, you'll really see all the other trees that we've planted here. So over time, these trees are actually going to mature and really give you some great privacy around this house.
Yeah, I was excited to see those last week.
Yeah. So right now I'm actually in the kitchen breakfast area. So we have a couple of things happening. We have a door on one side of the breakfast area.
And that's another one of those 8-foot doors, right?
It's one of those. These are actually 8-foot doors with transoms on top.
Which
So,
makes the ceiling in that area.
yeah, we actually have probably, it's I think 12-foot, 11 or 12-foot ceiling in this breakfast area and the family room. So
Okay.
not the 2-story, you know what I mean, completely vaulted, I would call it a waste of space, you know what I mean, type of rooms, but really a lot higher so we can get extra glass into it and you can really feel the grandness of those rooms. So one of the nice things we did here, we actually have one large deck, but we broke it up into 2 sections. This section right off the breakfast room is a covered deck. You kind of see if you can see it in there. We have actually 4 recessed lights up in the ceiling.
4 on each side,
mounts.
right?
Yep, 4 on each side. 2 ceiling mounts ready for ceiling fans there. So again, it's very high area. So you can come out here if it's raining or if you want to get out of the sun for a little bit. But it's great area. All TimberTech decking and vinyl composite rail systems. And now as you look out onto the deck, you can really get a feel for the backyard of what a real nice big open backyard. We do have a small patio coming out of the finished lower level that could always be expanded, and also a ton of room. If a pool was ever something that someone would want, this would be a great lot for it.
More than enough room, absolutely. Your lot line's really going to those far trees, so
absolutely,
it really levels off really nicely there.
It really does. We're lucky in this whole subdivision. Every one of the 4 houses was able to have a walkout basement, but also once you got to that walkout, it was a flat area,
Right.
Enough for flow away. But that was a lot of times what you'll see is a walkout just becomes a steep drop after the house, so not usable space. So these lots were able to do walkouts, basement windows, and usable space in the backyard.
Right.
The other thing you see is we come around. Here's the second portion of the deck, which you can access from the breakfast room. And as I pan here, you can also access it from the first floor master. So again, back to the surrounding areas. Grass is coming in nicely.
Really
we have
nice.
A lot of mature trees that were here. And along with that, we've actually started to plant some more of our own trees. So you can really see these new trees are going to blend in with the existing, really going to give you a beautiful lot.
Right. Great work. Yeah, I love how the access to the deck is from, like you said, that first floor bedroom and the 2 doors on the breakfast room. So integrating indoors and outdoors is really seamless. And you have the covered area as well as the open area. So great integration.
We're really seeing a lot of people trying to maximize the outdoor living right now. You can do a lot with the inside of your house, but in this time, people are working more from home, spending more time at home. So how can we actually create more rooms? And we're actually using the outsides as different rooms that people can use. And with having 2 large deck sections like this, you can really have separate, couches on one side, dinner table on the other. Yep. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a full finished basement in this house with its own patio outside of there. So you really have the opportunity to expand your living to these outside, and especially when you're in an area that is pretty as it is out here in just outside of Westchester, it's worth taking advantage of.
Absolutely. And that patio downstairs is pavers, right? I think
yes, that's paver patio. Yep.
And as we said, there's a lot of backyard to make it whatever paradise you want, whether that's a pool or some other use. There's a lot of room back there.
Oh, absolutely.
And when we were at the front of the house, there is a lot of yard between the house, the property line, and then the neighbor's house. So so a lot of green space there on the side. I mean, that could be a couple of bocce courts.
No, absolutely. Well, that goes back to the the idea of having 10 acres split up between 4 lots. It really allows you privacy, space, and great opportunity for outside living.
Right. So if anybody wants to see this house, they can contact me. It'll be on the screen, 610-399-0338. We've had some sneak preview showings. There were some buyers who regretted not getting in on the community a year ago.
Yep.
And they're back looking at this final opportunity to be in this very unique enclave in Westchester.
Yep, and we're really getting close to the final touches. Like I said, the outside is really almost there. The inside, it's pretty. I'm in the house now, and we have kind of a couple painters all over it. Just final touches as we get into, because there's a lot of detailed trim work in this house, a lot of custom color paints. And so what we're going to actually do is wrap this up in the next couple of weeks, really get it cleaned up, and then once we see the outside combined with what we showed you today on the outside, it's one of the most interesting houses we've done in a very long time. Really excited about it.
It is beautiful. It is bold. It makes a statement. If I can remember some of the features, in addition to those 11 and 12-foot ceilings, we've got that first floor bedroom has the, I don't know if vault is adequate enough a word. It's a very high ceiling with shiplap and some.
Yep. I just walked it from the deck. So actually,
there it is.
Yep.
That is a bedroom, my friends. That is not another room in the house. That's a bedroom. And that room is going to get the morning sunlight. The windows face east and south. Yep.
It's, the very nice, this house faces in a perfect direction. So it's going to be a very, very bright house. And as we saw, even you can see in this video here, we're loading up the glass in this house. And what we do is we don't dismiss a side of the house or a back of the house. I think a lot of big houses see, yes, it looks gorgeous from the front, but what's it look like from the sides and the back? And we put a lot of effort into that. So you're going to see this as this thing gets finished up and clean, how bright and open this house really is. And it's from using glass on all sides as much as we can and still allow for good furniture placement. That's the trick.
Beautiful room. Well, you know what, since you're just a few steps away, we get a sneak peek of that bathroom, because that also, unless the guys are in there working, that incorporates, again, unique windows, obviously a huge walk-in shower, because you have to, right?
Have to have that walk-in shower.
Right. And then, the tub is there. So there, and
as I was saying, working on all the details of paint, but actually created this architectural bump out to the side of the house just for the tub. So surrounded by windows. As I get a little close, I don't want to get anyone's there, but as you can see, you know what I mean? A beaded board on the ceiling all the way through. So it's really going to be a sharp detail when that is all said and done.
I did say bold, right?
Yep.
And
all the interior trim is painted all black.
Yep.
To match our cabinetry. So again, it's going to be a very, very sharp look when this thing is finalized.
All right. Well, Scott, thank you so much for giving us your time today. I really appreciate the sneak peek on the inside. Yep. And you want to see, if anyone who's watching wants to see more, then just contact me directly and we'll get you in. You heard Scott say they are on a push to complete this house in the next couple of weeks. Yes. And then we'll be able to show it a little more safely, get the paper off the floors, and we'll appreciate it. And then get our next owner in the community.
Yep, that's the plan. It's, like I said, a couple of weeks once we get this inside all cleaned up, and really that's what we're down to, is touch up painting and cleaning. A house this size and this detail, that takes some time, but in a couple of weeks when we start really doing the tours of this house, it's going to be something special.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. Have a great rest of the day, and
you too, man.
That sunshine.
You got it. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
Bye-bye.